Today we will be learning about the White Rose Long Live Freedom, and here to tell you about it is my friend Jimmy. And so tell us what the White Rose Long Live Freedom was.
So what it was about freedom from the Nazis. It was formed in like 1917 when the war was almost over, and when Germans were prosecuting Jews and killing them, most Germans would think, "Oh, good thing it's not happening to us." But really, what they would think is, like, some of them would think, "Why are they doing this? I don't understand." But Hitler's reasons were because the Jews messed up the economy, and so what happened was the White Rose was reformed by Connor, Lily, and Charlie. Those three kids led the group with the White Rose. And so what happened, what they did was they didn't shoot anyone or anything. They didn't do violence. They would just copy newspapers and make it their own. So they would be like 6 million Jews killed in Dachau concentration camp or something like that. And they would show the horrors of what the Jews were facing, and that how bad Germany was, and that Hitler was leading it to its downfall. And so that is the reason of the White Rose, when other people before found out how bad the Nazis were. And so now the quote that their dad made, which was a really good quote, it was, "Hitler is leading us Germans into a downfall. If we don't stop him, we will be, if we don't stop the Soviets and stop this war, then the Soviets will be sitting in Berlin." Okay.
So, why was this quote important? So, what were your three talking points?
Okay, so my first one was the Nazis didn't really care about the Jews. It was Hitler that forced everyone to do what they were supposed to do, and no one wanted to question Hitler because they didn't want to be in the guillotine chamber, which was the only way they would kill Germans brutally back then. And so my second one was that the freedom, they weren't granted any freedom, like Hitler would say, that he was leading Germany into a great state. The freedom that they were given was, the newspaper factories were controlled by Germany. The newspaper people wouldn't put what they want. It would be the Germans. All the armory, instead of making good for the Germans, it would be used on tanks, which was okay, but some of the Germans got a little upset with that. And my third one was that the Nazis really didn't care about what they did to their prisoners, and that was kind of a bad state. Like in America, we would just prison them for 5 years, but the Nazis with Germans, they would treat them brutally if they didn't follow the laws.
So, what was the theme of White Rose Long Live Freedom?
It was to grant freedom, just like everything else was about freedom. The Jews, the rescue in Denmark, the Jews needed the freedom, they went to Sweden. They needed freedom in order to survive. But in Germany, it was kind of like a bad thing for them because concentration camps everywhere, open for Jews. The Germans would burn Jewish books and stores, and so that's the White Rose was preventing that to happen.
Okay, so how was this passage related to the others in the cluster?
Well, the freedom thing I was talking about. That's how it's related.
And they all challenged Nazism, correct?
Yes, but the three kids, Connor, Charlie, and Lily, they got caught at a college, and so what was amazing was that they didn't cry or anything when they were sent to the guillotine chamber, and so the Germans were very like, whoa, these guys are actually brave. So what they did was they let them meet their parents one last time, and then when Connor had his head chopped off before, he said, "Long live freedom," and so that is why the White Rose is called Long Live Freedom.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for listening to Jimmy here, and please look forward to the others in our cluster.